Hey everyone, Dr. Josh Matson here with Infinity Chiropractic Center. I'm going to talk about impulse control a bit and different activities you can do to help a child to start to develop impulse control. Like there's some really simple stuff that you can do at home. A lot of kids come in here with impulse control, focus issues, and inability to regulate or to shut down random stimulus. So like, if you move over here and you tell them not to look at it, but you snap, or you make a sound on that side, they reflexively look at it because they don't have good enough impulse control to stop themselves and say, no, I'm not going to look at it. Let's start here. A good way to look at this, to look at impulse control in a kid, is to put a couple dots on your fingers, spread your arms out wider like this, and say, okay, I'm going to move a hand. I don't want you to look at it. I want you to look at the opposite one. So then you shake this one. They should look over here at this hand. And then you do the opposite. You shake here. They should look over at this hand. They should be able to say, no, I'm not going to look at the thing that's moving, or I'm going to create impulse control, not look at it, and I'm going to go to the opposite one. This one's shaking. No, I'm not going to look at it. I'm going to go to the opposite one. That's an easy, simple way to look at impulse control and see if they can actually even regulate themselves to say, no, I'm not going to look there. I'm going to go over here. No, I'm not going to look there. I'm going to go over here. You can also do it with other stuff too, like having them taking a deck of cards. Really simply, take a deck of cards, pull up, like let's say you pull up a red one, they have to touch with their right hand. Pull up a black one, they have to touch with their left hand. Or you can do it with letters too, or whatever. But every time you pull up a card, see if they can actually stop, think, create impulse control, pick the right hand, and create a good motor response. Stop, think, pick the right hand, touch, create a motor response. If they can't do it, that's they have lack of good impulse control, or they also don't understand which hand to use. But they have to create impulse control, stop, think, use the correct hand. Impulse control, stop, think, use the correct hand. Those are just two simple, easy tests you can do to see if your child is struggling with just impulse control. And if you find it, what are some things you can do? In the office, we use a big touchscreen TV, and we have them on a balance board, and we have them do, if a number comes up, they have to hit it with their left hand. If a letter comes up, they have to hit it with their right hand. So they have to stop, think, touch. Then we start incorporating more complex things into that as well, like saying a word that starts with the letter, or, different stuff like that. But what you can do at home is the example I just used. You can have them take a deck of cards, pull out a red one, stop, think, touch, and you can do that repetitively. Or you can have them, you can shake your hand. No, they don't look there, they look to the opposite one. No, they don't look there, they look to the opposite one. All that does is that starts to create, they just start activating their impulse control centers in a simple way. Because in life, a lot of what requires them to have impulse control isn't simple. A lot of times it's a little bit more complex. But if you can start with the simplest thing first, no, don't look at this hand that's moving and look at this other one. No, don't look at this hand that's moving and look in the other one. They can start to build those centers slowly and surely. And then once they get into more complex situations, they'll actually have a foundation to develop impulse control off of. And they can start building and building and building. So start with just a simple task. And the other thing is, with all of these kids, always make sure that they don't have any primitive reflexes. If you need help with that, let us know. We will help them. Because those will play into that hugely. They help you develop your motor centers, which then therefore help you to develop your impulse control centers. So if they still have primitive reflexes, impulse control is very difficult. Also make sure that they can balance. They can keep their head level. If you're having to focus on just staying balanced all day long, you're not focused on anything else, especially learning or impulse control. So make sure those two things are in place before you start working on impulse control. I hope this helps you guys. Have an awesome day. If you have any questions on it, let me know. There's a lot of simple activities out there, but just start implementing the simplest ones first and start with the foundation and start building your child up. Have an awesome day. Talk to you later.